we're gonna sing and then we're gonna sing. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome to the church with 2 drink minimum. Welcome to the church with 2 drink minimum. We are interfaith, interspiritual, God optional. So relax and get ready for a celebration. Welcome to the church with 2 drink minimum. One more time now. Welcome to the church with 2 drink minimum. Hey, human!
Oh, so how was your Sunday going?
I'm loving the wee doggies. Oh, Arizona says Tika wiggled her tail to that.
All right. Well, you know you're in the right place if your tail is wiggling.
That's right. My tail's wiggling too.
No.
I'm so excited. Oh my goodness, we're so happy to see y'all.
How's your Sunday going?
It's going great.
It's beautiful here. I hope it's beautiful where you are.
Yeah, it is really beautiful outside. I went for a walk and it was like very little humidity and a nice 77
Not
degrees.
like it is now.
Well, it got, oh look, there's Tika.
Yay!
Yay!
Tika kitty. Tika kitty. That's right.
Oh my goodness. Well, we want to say thank you and welcome to everybody that's here in the room. We love you so much, and on the radio, we really appreciate it. And if you'd like to join us, please come in.
Because you don't know, you can't see it.
I know you can't see the color of the day.
You have to come into the thing in order to see it. Right?
The color of the day.
What's the color of the day?
Pink.
Pink. Color of the day is pink.
We can't help it. It looks like Arizona's going to go.
We're going to get some pink on. So to come in, grab whatever's pink,
and come
on into the sanctuary because we're celebrating pink today.
Oh my goodness! I'm so happy to be here. Like, what a glorious morning! Thank you, Rhoda, for that amazing homily.
Oh, I know. We're still talking about it.
Yeah, it was really, really wonderful. And you know what? It just sort of, I don't know, calmed me down. And I felt like, well,
we were laughing at your quotes.
We were laughing.
Singer's quote while you read Singer. We were laughing along with you. I think maybe.
Yeah, it was such a good homily. And then the music you shared, and I'm gonna do a response. Yeah, we were gonna build on that a little bit. I'm gonna do a response to your freedom song. I have a freedom song that I've shared a lot, but I really like to play.
Freedom.
And also today I'm gonna share a song, a meditation song. I'm actually going to play it on my
Yay!
Oh, Connie and Ellen are joining.
I know. There we are. You got your pink on. Yay. Today's color is pink, so you can maybe get a pink margarita. Oh,
look at that!
Look at her. Look, who already knew this? Look,
that's amazing.
Same page.
That is totally amazing.
Welcome. But tell us about the song.
Well, yeah, no. So, in thinking about the homily today and how I, left. I mean, when we left the room and how I was feeling, and just feeling like I'm okay. Like it's okay to express myself, in any way. Like the experience of life itself is all I need to do, and oh, look at Arizona, she's got pink ears on.
Those are the rules.
So I've been gestating on this song that I wrote for a while now, actually a couple of years. And the phrase that came to me a couple of years ago was, a series of miraculous events is unfolding for your highest good and the highest good of all beings. That's the phrase that came to me. So we were entering the pandemic, and Spirit was really telling me this is the phrase to take into this new situation.
Reality.
This new reality. And I've been working with it. I have played it once, I think, on Sounds of Awakening, but it wasn't as fully realized as it is now. So I'm going to share that again with you today after our meditation, because I feel like, yeah, it's just
something sunk a little bit deeper.
Yeah,
I think for Yolanda today, with
I think so.
the idea of being present.
Yes.
With what is, and that being not enough, but exciting.
Yeah.
And are you interested?
And I am.
Right? Are you interested?
Yeah. I'm interested in my life. I'm interested in this experience of life and sharing it with y'all, and the interplay, the exchange that we have with each
Relationship.
other. The relationship.
We're going to talk about that today.
But first, we have a sing-along.
What are the odds?
And of course, we have to go back to our original sing-along
because we talked. It was in the message today.
It was in the message today. So here we go.
Sing along.
Let things be.
I let things be
exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
You can't change me.
You can't change me.
You can't change God.
'Cause you can't change God.
Let things be.
I let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
And you and me.
You and me.
We'll live in peace.
We live in peace.
Well, I don't know what anything is for.
What anything is for.
Unless I listen to that still small voice.
I have a still small voice
telling me.
It's telling me
this simple truth.
This simple truth.
That everything is for my
everything
good.
is for my good.
Let's say that again.
Everything is for my good.
So,
let things be, let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
You can't change me.
You can't change me.
And you can't change
'cause you can't change God.
Let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
And you and me.
So you and me.
We'll live in peace.
We live in peace.
I'm not this body.
I'm not this body
that you see.
That you see.
Although I love my
and it's
body.
all in pink today.
I am as God.
I am as God
created me.
God created me.
We are all.
Welcome, Lisa.
One family.
One
Hey, Lisa.
family.
It's possible.
Yes, it's possible
to live in peace.
We live in. Come on,
So
bring it home.
let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
You can't change me.
You can't change me.
Can't change
Ready?
God.
Can't change God.
Let things be.
Let things be.
Exactly as they are.
Exactly as they are.
You and me.
You and me.
We'll live in peace.
We live in peace. Kumbaya. Coming up.
Oh, thanks, Lisa.
Yeah, that is so much fun. We love doing that, and it's a practice.
It is.
You know, and that
it is.
let things be exactly as they are because they're happening for my own good.
Yeah.
Why am I upset?
Right.
That's something to look at.
It
means I don't.
Who's upset?
Yeah.
Right?
And who's upset?
Yeah. Who's upset?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's going wrong? Who's not getting
Mm.
what they're supposed to be getting? Right.
Yeah.
Who's being left out?
Mm.
It's just like all of those questions kind of point to the same thing. It's like, what am I? What is this experience? What is reality? And it's all supposed to be fun.
And it is.
And you know what I always say is, we're going to talk about this, but what is like reality for? Like, what does it do? Like, why does it look the way it does?
Oh, that's
You know?
interesting.
I mean, yes, we forgot to laugh. I mean, the narrative is, what if?
Yeah.
And then we thought that we forgot to laugh, right? So that's all this. So, but it all is all in our experience. So what is that experience for?
Now that's interesting to me, because that's what I've been sort of
I thought so.
working with. Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, where I am today, where I'm landed on, is the experience itself. You know, what is experience for?
Yes.
To have the experience, you know. And somehow I feel like, well, Abraham Hicks talks about it as expanding God, you know.
The course does as well, expansion versus creation. We're gonna mention that is making versus creating.
Oh, making versus creating. Okay, so we'll see what you have to say about that. But I want to say,
reality.
I want to like mention in Connie and Ellen's window all the beautiful colors that are going on. Hey, Ellen! Wow, she's got purple and Connie has pink. And
I was this close to purple.
Beautiful red back there. Oh, it's so gorgeous to see y'all and experience the outdoors. You know,
everybody's everybody's showing us their outdoors,
which is lovely. So nice. Oh, okay. So let's look at the lessons now. Where did you want to start? So we're doing the workbook lessons and the text, of course, you know, but
they track together, which is why I want to end the homily today and what we're going to talk about, and how this informs our happiness and the world and our thoughts and what upsets us and what we're here for and the function of things, right? Us, the world. And so, if you go back a few days, like we're on today's lesson 191.
Okay.
If you go back a few days, this theme begins to become apparent. You go back to lesson 186, and it says, "Salvation of the world depends on me." You know why? Because I'm the only one condemning it.
Oh. Okay.
You know, because I'm the one who's my opinions are the problem. Salvation of the world depends on me. Right. Because I'm the one unsaving it.
Okay.
You know?
I got
and then 187, I bless the world because I bless myself. It's like beginning this conversation of I am not located between my two ears.
Right.
Beginning to see I bless. How could you bless the world if it was, if it wasn't also real in some way to you? And what is the world? And she says no one can give unless he has. So there's the beginning to understanding of projection of the golden shadow and the dark shadow.
Okay.
As ways like I bless the world because I bless myself. Do I want the best for the world? Do I want the best for myself? Beginning this conversation. So she moves on to lesson 188. The peace of God is shining in me now. That's location is what I can give away. That is the blessing I have for the world. That is how I bless myself. The peace of God is shining in me now. When? Now. You know? So that's what I have to give away. That's what the world in reality is experiencing in my presence. In reality.
I love it. I'm just going to read the first two lines. Why wait for heaven? Those who seek the light are merely covering their eyes. The light is in them now. Ta-da!
Right.
The light is in us now.
And then lesson 189 is, I feel the love of God within me now.
And we have a little song. I feel the love within me now. I feel the love, I feel the love, I feel the love within me now, within me now, within me now.
It goes on and on and on. So we have...
It's a disco song.
I feel I. So it's a recognition of our own experience in the world as God. I feel the love of God. I feel reality. I know what is real because I know what I am. I know I know I feel the love of God within me now. That's all that is real. 189. So 190, we're coming up on today. 190
was yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday, and she moves from this idea of I feel the love of God within me now. She's moving. She's moving these things together, and she says, the Course says, I choose the joy of God instead of pain. So when you're in the interior and you go, oh, what else do I find here? Anxiety, pain, suffering, loneliness, competition. What else do I find here? So she says, you do still have a choice.
Right.
You do still have a choice of the direction you want to take. So we're gonna, and she calls in the Course, she calls those the two gifts. Right, you choose again. She always says, "What world do you want to create?" I choose the joy of God instead of pain. She's separating the world. She goes, "Do you want illusion? Do you want what is real?" And of course, we say we want what is real. We all, oh yeah, I want reality. I want, but then we see it, and oh yeah, no, I want exactly what's here. Does that ring well with you? I want exactly what is here.
Well, that's what I've been wrestling with.
Right.
I want exactly what's here.
Do I?
Do I? And can I choose the joy with what
within
what is here?
There is joy here.
There is joy here. Yes.
And today is
I am the Holy Son of God Himself. Hallelujah.
So you're the whole thing.
Yeah.
You are what you're seeing. This idea of two isn't like not neti, not this, not that. I'm not an object.
Right.
There's no way of looking at that. So I am the Holy Son. This lesson moving forward, I choose joy, and it's like by choosing joy, what do I choose? I'm choosing to experience my identity as the Holy Son. So she's melding these ideas of you being the joy you choose as the Son of God. I choose reality. I choose joy. Okay? Tomorrow, I'm going to build up. We're building on this idea because we're going to talk about what is our function. What are we doing? She goes, tomorrow is, I have a function God would have me fill me. And she's back to taking responsibility for your perception, taking responsibility for your thoughts, taking responsibility for your experiences and your opinions and the actions that you take in the world. I have a function God would have me feel. And you could say that. It's like, am I doing that? Am I sharing am I sharing reality, or am I sharing pain? Right? Am I asking people to choose joy, choose me, choose reality, choose to be within the reality of my presence, or I'm saying, no, this joy isn't for you.
Okay, well, it is. It is for you. It's for all of us.
We do that because I'm going to give my. I block. I don't.
I know.
We do that. It's taking responsibility for your presence and for what your function is and what we do. So, and then we'll end this little series with this movement as she does. As she now moves to all things. They say that you, joy within this just me, and then it's all things are lessons God would have me learn.
Boy, that's a good one for right now. That's coming up on Tuesday.
Yeah,
193.
all things.
All things are lessons.
So you can pay. That's why I don't want to change anything. That's why
let things be.
Because let things be as they are. Because
all things are lessons God would have me learn. Yeah.
We could be about skills development, understanding who we are, acting like that. Like I always say. Trust the voice that likes you, or listen to the voice that likes you. Because why? She'll tell you that we're one.
Yeah.
Which is, and the best part, because I think that idea is incomplete. Listen to the voice that likes you. She'll tell you that you are one. That's a really good place. But what do you do with the knowledge of your own oneness? What do you do with the dawning of the own reality on you? What do you do with that information? And that's why I always say, she'll teach you how to act like it.
Oh, so She will tell you that we are one, and she'll teach you how to act like it, like we are one.
Like how to act like we're one, so so when someone experiences you, and so your experiences will be joy, will be reality.
Wonderful.
Yeah. So I just think that's just absolutely marvelous. I love the way she pulls us into an understanding of placing us here and now, and calling that joy.
Yeah.
Choose joy, choose reality, choose to be who you are.
Let's do
You
that.
Or not.
No, let's do that.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's so much fun.
Oh, hi.
It is.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the chat here. So thanks everybody for your wonderful comments.
No, it's because it's important that we do this. It's important
Hi,
this
Lisa!
relationship happens. Yay!
So
Truly.
good to see you. Yay.
So tell us about this first song. Oh no.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do the meditation first though.
So,
Wow. I'm just sort of really chilled out today and just really super relaxed. And so, I always love to ring my bell. I love this bell. I love to ring it. It brings me joy.
When we got it, we thought we were buying this big, huge thing, and it came off Wish.
That's
that meme, what you thought it was and what arrived.
Yeah.
We thought we were getting this bowl,
Big
and
singing bowl.
this little tiny package came, and it was like,
It's cute.
it's so cute.
It is so
It's the
cute.
tiniest bowl.
And it's lovely.
So that's our.
Yeah.
So
this is our
we've
bowl.
grown to love it, although we were like, what? I guess we didn't need the big one.
Little things.
Little things.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Or there are no little things, right? It's always perfect.
Right. So, so let's take 3 deep breaths with the bells 3 times and release the last breath on an Om. And we'll do just like a quick meditation, circle of love prayer, and then I'll sing the new song for you. So here we go. With a heart full of joy and gratitude, it makes me so happy to be in this room with you and to co-create together this, what I call a circle of love, circle of unconditional love, where everything that we like and everything that we do not like is included. And we learn from it all. We listen to the voice that likes us. We listen when that voice tells us that we are one with everything that we like and everything that we don't like. We trust our brothers who are one with us, even if their behavior we don't like it. We still trust. We trust because we don't know what anything is for. But we do know that we are traveling this road together and we are creating this wonderful community together that refreshes us. And we know that each experience we have is a miraculous event. And it's unfolding for our highest good and the highest good of all beings. Blessed be, and so it is. I know that sounds crazy, this world is disturbing. I know that it's hard to see, I hope you believe me. The darkest hour comes before the dawn. Whoa, it's unfolding for us all. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. May my thoughts, meditations, my words and my deeds contribute every day in some big or small way to happiness and freedom for us all. Whoa, it's unfolding for us all. Loka somasta sukino bhavantu bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Can y'all sing that with me? Do you know that chant? Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Let's try it together. Here we go. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. One more time. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. And it means, may all beings everywhere be happy and free. May my thoughts and meditations, my words and my deeds contribute every day in some big or small way to happiness and freedom for us all. Whoa, it's unfolding for us all. A series of miraculous events are unfolding for us all.
And it makes you want to go, and back to the top. Loka.
Oh, oh,
that's
Lisa,
so
thank
wonderful.
you so much. Lisa, that's so sweet. I'm glad to finally meet you too.
No, thank God for the heat, huh?
Oh, bringing us inside.
I know.
Into the cool. Thank you, Rhoda. Thank you for your comments. I appreciate
no.
it. Oh, y'all are so sweet. It's really lovely. Lisa and I, help with the Facebook group on the Awakening Together Facebook group, but we've never actually met each other, so it's nice to see you.
I know.
Yay.
So,
Wonderful.
did you know that you could read the Course in Miracles in a year if you read 12.8 pages a week?
Wow.
Did you know that?
I've never heard that before.
It's true.
Although there is somebody here on Awakening Together that says that a lot.
Well, and did you know that the lessons track with the text? So
I think
when
we
you were
do.
reading the text, you
Yeah.
could do the thing. So this is what we do every year. We're like I don't know whether you grew up in a church that did this, but we read the Bible every year in the church that I grew up in. Right. It's very common in a lot of churches to do that. Catholic Church, everybody in the Catholic Church is doing the curriculum. Everybody in the
what do they call it? The litany or so? I don't remember, but yeah,
the catechism.
Catechism, maybe something. I don't
Not
remember.
being Catholic.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not having a Catholic upbringing. I can tell you all about those evangelical Baptists, though.
Yeah.
And
but anyway, that's kind of what we do with the Course in Miracles.
so
because it reveals something new to us every year.
Because I'm a different person every year. I have a different understanding. I have a different perspective, like every year. I mean, like they often say, like if you're an alcoholic,
Layers, yeah.
like right, layers is a good example.
Yeah.
You know, like if you're an alcoholic, you're doing the big book or the blue book. You know, you get a little bit of awakening, you get some understanding, and then you come back to the beginning and it goes, somebody's been rewriting the big book again, right? Because it's like I've read it before and it didn't say this, right? Right, we see that. So I haven't actually done this lesson since 2013. That's how long I've been how long we've been going through this, and I haven't taught this will be the second time I've ever taught this lesson, and I haven't taught it since 2013.
Oh wow! And I don't remember, so let's go.
Well, you may be familiar with the Course in Miracles is recycles its own metaphors. I'm sure you know, right? Jails are a big metaphor in the Course in Miracles, right? You're the jailer, right? And being in prison. Okay. Another metaphor is, what kingdom are you creating?
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so in that kind of vein, she says, what picture are you looking at? What are you out picturing?
Oh, okay.
And how do you frame, and she literally uses the word frame to talk about this picture. The picture metaphor and the frame metaphor is a very famous one from A Course in Miracles. The frame around the picture. How you talk about reality tends to determine a lot about what you actually see. And our understanding determines what we see. So the frame of the picture says a lot about the picture. It's framing. So without to torture it, metaphor.
So that's the perspective that you're looking through.
That's the metaphor that the Course gives in this chapter. It's let me see what chapter it is. I think it's 16. 17. 17 is 17 is called Forgiveness and the Holy Relationship. We're going to look at section 4 of the two pictures. Now, the theme of forgiveness and the holy relationship is, at this point in the Course, we've gotten a little bit of understanding. We're on the way. We have our mighty companions. We have a teacher. We've kind of looked at the past. We've had some healing that has happened to us. We feel a whole lot better. And then the thing we do before, one of the passages that we go through before our big awakening, we're going to do that in chapter 18. We find out what is ours to do. It's just the way the Course is structured. Is there's a temptation when we get close to an awareness or an awakening to quit, to say it's too hard, or it's not for me, right? Or I don't understand, or it's not. We have a tendency to quit when it gets a little hard. Right. So that's what this whole section is about. Don't quit.
Don't quit, y'all.
So it's 17 is like this pep talk in your own ability to see what is real.
Oh yeah, I like pep talks. Let's go for it.
So this is so picture in your head a frame that's really big and heavy, like you've seen them in the National Art Galleries and things like that. Those big, huge, those huge frames, right? Sometimes the frame is more valuable than the picture. You ever bought a picture that was for the frame? Think about those the way we think about those things. So, read this bit in the first chapter, and we're going to get into why, what these two pictures are.
Wonderful. Okay, so, and by the way, y'all, we have to switch back and forth between screens in order to read. So if you have comments or questions, please
unmute and stop or do it on the thing or whatever.
Yeah, you certainly can unmute if you want to.
It's interactive.
Or put it in the chat if you want, because we'd love to hear from you. So here we go. God established his relationship with you to make you happy, and nothing you do that does not share his purpose can be real.
That's the first sentence. Okay.
Well, I'm going to read that again. God established his relationship with you to make you happy, and nothing you do that does not share his purpose can be real. The function of relationships became forever to make happy and nothing else.
Right. Now, you know this. You actually believe this. It's actually how we make decisions.
Okay.
Because you wouldn't do what you do unless you thought it was going to make you happy.
That's true. Whether it's bad,
whether you
behavior
understand it or
what.
correct or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you're realize. Okay, what are you doing? What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
We are always, only, ever pursuing our own happiness. We do it badly sometimes.
Yeah.
We hurt ourselves and others in that. But she's offering you another picture of way of looking at our own nature. She goes, a healthy relationship does have the ability to, create the experience of happiness, because that's what we are, right? The revealing reality to us for us to experience. A healthy relationship will do that. And the request she makes in this first paragraph is to relate to all things as God relates to us.
Wow.
As one thing, right? God isn't out here like taking taking attendance, right? Do you think God is taking attendance and like, okay, how many grasshoppers? All the grasshoppers are here. All the trees are here. All the things. And it's like, that's not happening. There's reasons why that's happening. Because when reality is one being, reality is this whole thing is manifest as this, as now, as here, as us, and we're this relationship to this framing, our seeing and observing and being in relationship is why it looks different. It's not. It's the experience that Glen has of it.
Oh, right.
So there's nothing. So it's not frightening. Yeah. It's like, I know what it is now. It doesn't have to be. What are you doing? She says. You're in a relationship. And you're trying, and you are interested in being happy. That's what you're doing. Either you're doing it with skill or not. And she goes, well, there's a way to do this. God, by looking at how God looks at us. So now this is in the frame of like, there's the temptation to quit. So where do you think, where would she be going with this if she wants to assure you that what you're going through is actually going to make you happy? Probably because you're a little scared maybe, or things didn't go right, or you don't know everything, or with skills development you fall sometimes. It's like, this is too hard. So she's saying, no. You are doing it right. It is in your nature. Let's look at this. So read the next one.
Well, it's interesting. In the next paragraph, she starts it this way. She's giving us the juxtaposition between the word create, how she uses the word create
and make,
and the word make. So listen to this. In this world, it is impossible to create.
Right. That's the world that the dualism.
Yeah, the dualism world. Yet it is possible to make happy.
Right.
So in this world, you can make happy. And then she goes on to say, I have said repeatedly that the Holy Spirit would not deprive you of your special relationships, but would transform them.
Right, see, nothing, that's what I love what Rhoda said this morning. Nothing you're doing or feeling or experiences is keeping you out of heaven.
Right,
okay?
Right. That
it's just
made me feel so good. I was just
not.
like, yes.
It is possible to make you happy. I've said repeatedly that the Holy Spirit, reality, your inner voice, the voice that likes you, is not going to snatch your special relationships out,
Right.
But we are going to transform your relationship to all things. If you want this healing, if you want to know what reality is, you're going to have to transform your understanding, your framing, and your out picturing of what relationships are for and what you're doing, and actually what your happiness is, and why it's tied in with wholeness and completeness and not being alone, right? This is about creating happiness, which is possible because that's what we are. Expansion of the experience of being real. Happiness and separation are incompatible.
Right.
The world's going to say separate you out. Isolation, control is the way to make you happy, right? And the request here that she's making is to transform all of your relationships to all things into
Bravo.
one way of dealing with it, not one way for you, one way for the job, one way for my family, one way for the government, one way for my housing association, one way for, no. We're in relationship with ourselves, with reality. And if we have a healthy relationship with what is, she calls that happiness. But we don't call that happiness. We call, but often we don't call that happiness. We say, if I join, I'll lose.
Right.
So read this next bit. This is that's how she starts out. So now we're going to talk about this. She's going to really get into these two pictures. All right. So read this bit.
Okay, and let's check the room for comments.
There we go.
Anything.
How we
Okay,
doing?
everybody's
Okay,
good. All right,
All
here
good?
we go.
All right.
Okay, so you have made very real relationships even in this world.
Okay. The course wants you not to denigrate
Right.
your loving relationships.
Of course.
You don't have to abandon any relationship that
course.
you're in. She's asking you to be honest about them, what they bring you, what they're for, and they're useful in bringing us what we want. So go ahead.
The special relationship was the ego's answer to the creation of the Holy Spirit, who was God's answer to the separation.
Right.
The Holy Spirit is in close relationship with you because in him is your relationship with God restored to you. And through him have all your holy relationships been carefully preserved to serve God's purpose for you.
All of your holy relationships, the reality of your love for all the beings, your love for the plant, your love for the reality of that hasn't gone away.
Right.
She's actually going to access to expand on that, to expand on what our holy relationships are.
Yeah.
And what purpose we have, what function we have, right? Because we've been learning that from the lessons. Keep going.
Now it says, the ego is alert to threat, and the part of your mind into which the ego is accepted is very anxious to preserve its reason as it sees it. The special relationship, which is its chief defense, must therefore be insane.
Right.
You have but little difficulty now in realizing that the thought system the special relationship projects is but a system... Protects, yes. Is but a system of delusions.
A system of delusions.
I see that. You recognize, at least in general terms, that the ego is insane.
Generally.
Yet the special relationship still seems to you somehow to be different.
Okay, she really wants you to talk about this special relationship in comparison to your special relationship to the Holy Spirit, to what you really are. I make a codependent relationship, or I make you special, my boss special, or the president, or somebody I love to hate. We make that special in my identity around being a fan or a hate boy or whatever it is, instead of being in relationship with myself, with reality. And both of those are special relationships, but one actually brings us to the experience of happiness in here and now, and the other brings us to separation and suffering and the identification with the material existence in which death is the result. So this is kind of like a death cult. So separation is the ego's solution to a world that is not safe, scarcity, comparison, competition. The ego will tell you need to separate from that. You're not that. Right. We need to keep our body, And the Holy Spirit says, you have a right relationship with reality. Let us restore your right relationship with what is. Let's do that. It's a group project. It's us. It's what a practice community does. So what is the purpose of our relationships? Well, it's to experience reality. The experience of wholeness and completeness and happiness. The experience of now and us in this moment, to experience our happiness. Well, or we're using our special relationships and our friends and the readings we do and the actions to keep ourselves separate, to hide from each other. I can't. If you know me, you will not like me. I just know it. Right? So we hide and create personas for ourselves rather than share our
Who we really are.
who our inner health, our inner happiness, our inner joy.
Yeah.
Isn't that why we know our friends? Because they're excited when we're excited. They enjoy our joy. Isn't what makes a friend?
That's what I feel here, because we get
so much joy,
so
right?
much joy from being here with each other.
All right. So here we go. So let's look at this next one. Read this next bit.
All right. It is essential to realize that all defenses do what they would defend.
Principle. This is one of those dualist principles. The essential to realize that all defenses do what they
would defend. That's why defense is attack.
Right.
Okay.
Very good.
The special relationship has the most imposing and deceptive frame of all the defenses the ego uses. Its thought system is offered here, surrounded by a frame so heavy and so elaborate that the picture is almost obliterated by its imposing structure.
Look at the
picture. Do not let the frame distract you. You cannot have the frame without the picture. Look at the picture and realize that death. What?
Realize that death is offered you. The picture that the frame of the whole that the ego is offering you is you're going to grow old and die.
I see.
Nobody likes you. And you have to change and be somebody different in order to be acceptable.
Right. That's the special.
That's that could be. That's one way of seeing reality, to frame it this way. I have to change all these things. There are all these conditions. So what picture are we creating? Because I guarantee you it's our thinking and our thoughts, and the thoughts we choose to think and the paths we choose to go down. You're the choice in that. Choosing reality, choosing to be here. Because that's our responsibility. All defenses do what they condemn. Using someone else to cure your loneliness proves that you're separate.
Right.
I feel so weak, so I'm going to associate with strong people. Just is an acting on the idea that you're weak.
Got it.
So all defense does is prove or try to prove what you're trying to escape.
Yeah.
It's very important to, like, when we want something a certain way, and we want to quit. This is exactly what happens. I want to quit because I feel weak and I feel I need to be cured of something. Right. So I try to fix the cure. I try to fix my feelings instead of fix the cause of the feeling. And she calls this managing of symptoms the very picture of death. It is separation, which means you're not in relationship with anybody. You're alone
yourself.
You're alone. It's the identification with things and as a thing. And the solutions it offers is just appearances. It's just rearranging the deck chairs. It's the solution the ego talks about. The solution is always just on the surface. If it looked different, it would be different. And the course is saying no. The reality of what something is based on its wholeness and its expansion of the truth and what is. That's how you recognize yourself in the world, not as a thing or something separate or taken off of, or something that is missing, right? Because that's practically the definition of what happiness is missing something, incomplete.
It's the definition.
Almost the definition of unhappiness.
Unhappiness. So you said happiness. Okay, so unhappiness. Say that again. The definition
is being incomplete, being unwhole, being unfulfilled.
Yeah.
But happiness is wholeness and completeness. It's reality.
Right.
So, but we don't think of ourselves, because what would we need to change if we understood ourselves as what we were looking for?
Right.
But we don't do that. We say, you have to change so my wholeness is complete. In order for me to be happy, you have to change.
Right. That's why I'm a control queen.
Well, so we're going to get to this. So,
yeah, we're
going to talk. This is kind of an art form as well.
Yeah.
All right. So read this next bit.
The truth itself needs no defense. But you do need defense against your acceptance of the gift of death. Wow, this is weird. It's taking
That's
us...
the big, heavy frame. The
Okay.
truth needs no defense. The request is, do not accept the gift of death. Do not accept the temptation to be a thing, even if it's a very, very beautiful thing.
Okay.
Even if it's a thing that the world tells you is really, 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 really valuable. Don't accept the temptation to become an object. She calls that the gift of death. Being a body, being a job, being a role, being, that's not, it can't be, it's not satisfying.
Right.
The promise is you have the ability to see the absolute whole truth. You, as the wholeness, have the ability to experience the wholeness. It couldn't be anything else. You are loved. And you will not be abandoned to your own defense of, you don't have to create reality or defend yourself against it, or like, you do have to stop being tempted by what doesn't make you happy. So let's read this last bit, and we're about done.
Okay. The holy instant is a miniature of heaven sent you from heaven. The holy instant. The holy instant is a miniature of eternity.
I love these phrases.
It is a picture of timelessness set in a frame of time. For as the whole thought system of the ego lies in its gifts, so the whole of heaven lies in this instant, borrowed from eternity and set in time for you. 2 gifts are offered you. Each is complete and cannot be partially accepted. Each is a picture of all that you can have, seen very differently. Look at the pictures, both of them. One is framed to be out of focus and not seen. The other is framed for your perfect clarity. The dark picture brought to light is not perceived as fearful, but the fact that it is just a picture is brought home at last. The picture of light, it is not a picture, but a reality. This is no figured representation of a thought system, but the thought itself. What it represents is there.
That's what she means by clarity. Seeing what is.
Yeah.
So our picture of reality, our picture of the world. What is your picture of the world? How do you describe the world? How do you frame the world? What do you think this whole world is sitting on? What's the structure of it? What's the scaffolding that's holding your reality together? The picture of light says it's the holy instant. It says it's even a miniaturized eternity of timelessness. How about that? And the picture of light is all picture and no frame, because it's true. It doesn't need framing. Wow. And it's convincing, and it's transformative, and it's reality. But the picture of dark, the picture of darkness, the dark frame, well, the picture's really hard. The picture's really tiny. It's hard to see. It's full of shadows. And this picture is all frame, right? And it's very fearful. It's all frame. It's all conditions. It's all conditions, right? So with conditions come, you have to do something. You have to manage it, okay? So read this last bit, and this is how she ends up, and she says this very beautifully. So I wanted Yolanda to read this last of these 16 paragraphs. This is so beautiful. Listen to this.
As God ascends into his rightful place and you to yours, you will experience again the meaning of relationship and know it to be true. Let us ascend in peace together to the Father by giving him ascendance in our minds. Awesome. We will gain everything by giving him the power and the glory and keeping no illusion of where they are. They are in us through his ascendance. What he has given is his. It shines in every part of him as in the whole. The whole reality of your relationship with him lies in our relationship to one another. The holy instant shines alike on all relationships, for in it they are one. For here is only healing, already complete and perfect. For here is God, and where he is, only the perfect and complete can be. You are perfect and complete.
Compare that. Compare what you want with each picture that you see. Everything that's going, compare that to what you want. The whole reality of your relationship with God, with others, is in relationship with one another. If you want to know what you think about God, you could find out by knowing what you teach about yourself and your relationships with other people. My name is Reverend Glen Ganaway. I'm your favorite anarchist preacher, and you are at Church with a 2-Drink Minimum, and this is the love of my life, the Reverend Yolanda. Tell us about this song.
Well, let's just play it because we've only got 3 minutes.
Okay,
so
just all right.
Go right ahead, share it.
Every thought we think, every word we speak is creating our future.
You know my soul is singing. You know my soul is singing. For freedom. Yeah. Are you in charge of your life? Do you make it your own? Do you follow your heart? Yeah. This moment is your home. Do you see love all around you? And let compassion fill your soul. And feeling all of your sensations. We are free and we are whole. And so our thoughts create our freedom. Freedom. Rock with me, baby. Rock with me, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Freedom. Rock with me, baby. Yeah, yeah. Or do you love to suffer? Are you comfortable with pain? Well, try living in the flow, in the state of well-being. And don't you worry about tomorrow. You just stay in the now. All is good if you can see it. It all works out somehow. So our thoughts create our freedom. Freedom. Rock with me, baby. Rock with me, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Freedom. Rock with me, baby. Yeah.
All of us are on a journey. Love and appreciate who you are. We are divine, magnificent expressions of life. The universe loves gratitude. The more grateful you are, the more things you have to be grateful about.
Does your intuition guide you? Or do you lay awake at night? Do you believe in the power? Yeah. 'Cause you know it's your birthright. And in your moments of confusion, when you can't find the way, there's an answer deep inside you that puts you back in harmony. And so our thoughts create our freedom. Freedom. Rock with me, baby. Rock with me, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Freedom. Rock with me, baby. Yeah, yeah. Freedom. Rock with me, baby. Rock with me, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Freedom. Rock with me, baby. Yeah, yeah, freedom. Soul is singing. You know my soul is singing for
Oh, thank you. It's so wonderful. Thank you.
All right, so we'll we'll just stop right there. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for being here.
Stay for the rest of the evening.
know.
Something genuine is next. Yay! All right, we'll see you later.